My name is Noel Keating, and I'm National Coordinator for Christian Meditation Ireland. We are men and women from all walks of life who share a desire for deeper meaning in our lives and who give expression to that desire through meditation each day and by meditating together in small groups each week. Throughout Ireland, there are Christian meditation groups which, before the pandemic, met weekly in homes, parishes, hospitals, schools and prisons to meditate together. We teach meditation as a universal practice which finds expression in diverse wisdom and religious traditions, and our groups are open to all. When I was a teenager, my parents would watch the Late Late Show every weekend, and it vied with the Reardons for top place in everyday conversation the following week. Both shows explored in their own way a changing Irish society. Of course, the whole culture of Irish society has changed enormously in the intervening years. And while there is much to be grateful for in those changes, one of the undesirable consequences has been a decline in regard for the spiritual nature of the human person. I believe there is an urgent need in Irish society today for practices that awaken the person to their true nature. And meditation does just that. It awakens the person to an appreciation of who they are at the deepest level of their being. As a voluntary organisation active all over Ireland, we highlight the relationship between meditation and spirituality, and we promote the good news that meditation enlivens and deepens our spirituality. Indeed, in the Christian tradition, meditation is understood as a very deep form of prayer, a silent, wordless, imageless form of prayer, which ultimately changes our way of seeing and being in the world. Of course, there are many forms of prayer, and people don't limit themselves to just one. But meditation provides a depth of meaning to all prayer. As I grew up in the 1950s, the focus was very much on prayer as a mental activity. For example, we recited the Our Father, the Hail Mary, we said the Rosary, and so on. And that focus on prayer as a mental activity is still dominant today. However, the Irish bishops, in a recent booklet on Christian meditation, remind us that Christian meditation is intended, and I quote, to be a movement beyond mental activity, about one's relationship with the divine, to a communion with the divine through Christ, unquote. So meditation is a prayer of the heart rather than the mind. In meditation, we simply sit in God's presence, still and silent in body and mind. John Main, who recovered the practice of Christian meditation for our time, said that meditation opens the human heart as naturally as sunlight gives rise to the unfolding of a flower. And as the heart unfolds, we discover a new depth of silence behind the noise of our distracting thoughts and preoccupations. In the deep silence of meditation, we leave ourselves open and vulnerable to a graced encounter, which happens at a level of consciousness deeper than ordinary self-consciousness. And, over time, if we are faithful to our twice daily practice, we find that this rich, personal, spiritual experience transforms us. It guides us to act with compassion towards those we encounter every day, especially those in greatest need. Because meditation is practiced worldwide, across all religious traditions, and even in secular society as an important component of mindfulness, because it is so universally recognized, it creates opportunities for engagement with like-minded people across different faith traditions and none. Meditating together, all still in body and mind, albeit with different intentions, offers us a way of connecting not just with God, but also with others about what matters most in life. Many in our meditation community are in the second half of life, and that means that many of us are grandparents. And one of the wonderful things grandparents can do is to help their grandchildren awaken to their innate spirituality. Meditating with your grandchildren is a wonderful way of doing this. And children love to meditate. They take to it like ducks to water. I know this because over the past 8 years, we have introduced whole school meditation to over 50,000 children in primary schools all over Ireland. While adults generally meditate for between 20 and 30 minutes, children meditate for 1 minute per year of their age. And we normally use a timer, so we know when to end the meditation. It usually rings 3 times at the start of the session, and again when the meditation time has elapsed. Alex, a 12-year-old girl, recently said to her teacher, and I quote, "When I hear the chimes at the start of meditation, I imagine it is God ringing my doorbell, and I open my heart to let him in." I'm fully aware that because of this pandemic, it is not possible for most of us to introduce our grandchildren to meditation right now. But when this crisis has passed and we lean back into our regular routines, if you already meditate, please do consider the possibility of introducing your grandchildren to meditation. And if you don't already meditate, why not start? Our website, christianmeditation.ie, offers help and support. In my research with children, they describe beautifully how meditation affects them. They say that meditation makes them aware of the goodness inside. It also helps them to appreciate the innate goodness in others and to apprehend that every person is a unique expression of God's love. To introduce a child to meditation is to give them a gift for life, not just in the sense that they can turn to it at any time in their lives, but also in the sense that it helps them to live a fuller, more fruitful life. As Jesus said, "I have come that they may have life and have it in abundance." Thank you for listening.